put it on my phone, so.
Sakisa.
Yeah.
We're live, but fuck it.
Hey! Fuck it, we're live! Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Comedy Virgins on a Monday evening. This is a little bit crazy. You can tell that David is not in the facility. I'm not David. I've not suddenly turned into a middle-aged white man who's got alopecia. That's not what's happening right now. Basically, David is not here, and my name is Sakisa. I am the MC on Wednesday for Comedy Virgins, and the inmate is running the asylum. I'm not. We've had some. Today's been a weird day. But we're here to bring you some entertainment, some love, some comedy. We have 7 amazing comedians for you today. Say hi to the comedians. Hi, comedians.
Hey.
Hello. Hey.
And they're all there waiting to give you some love, some funny, some amazing jokes. They're all going to be doing 1 minute each. And you're going to enjoy that jokes, but you're going to be laughing in your home. You're going to make sure you message us on YouTube to let us know that you're watching. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing? Make sure you let us know what you find funny. Don't tell us what you don't find funny. We don't care. Okay? So we only care about the funny ones. Okay? So make sure that you're watching all the show. We've got, like I said, 7 amazing comedians. We're going to kick it off right now. We're going to go jump start. Make sure you all have the energy, because I've got energy in my bedroom. Don't look behind me. It's all a mess. Okay, but we're going to kick start it off with George Chigwick. So after the count of 3, all the comedians going to go rad and crazy. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Everyone love it for George!
Hello. So I'm clearly from a middle-class family. And I've always known that I was middle class, right? Because my parents purchase and drink sparkling water. And only middle class people would find a way to make water unnecessarily expensive. So now though, I find myself part of what I like to call the failed middle class, right? Like I look like the kind of guy that has chutney and creme fraiche with their chips, but I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have the creme fraiche, which is pretty disappointing. I also make myself Earl Grey tea. But I have it with milk and sugar. And anyone who finds that in any way amusing knows exactly how Earl Grey should be served, which is by a butler. I can't imagine though, right? Like how awful it must have been for my parents, right? To really to work so hard throughout their lives, right, to pick themselves up out of childhood poverty, and work so hard to find out that me, right, their firstborn, their only son, is allergic to quinoa. Which is pretty devastating. I'm going to leave that there with a wonderful reception. So,
Thank
you.
Yay! Hush Chinwick, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Yay! It's not easy going on first, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
We're not going to tell you what happened before this, but it's not easy going on first, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give him some extra round of applause. And we're going to carry on this comedy train because we're having such a great time. So like I said, if you really enjoyed the show, please do send us some likes. Let us know on Facebook. If you, not, I keep saying Facebook because I love Facebook so much. I don't know why. Just let us know on YouTube what you're saying. Give us some comments. Let us know which comedians you fancy. Hey, just putting it out there, okay? But comedians, after the count of three, we're going to bring on the stage the wonderful Ben Thorne. So after the count of three, let's give him the energy. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Keep clapping and cheering for Ben Thorne!
Thanks, guys. So you might see behind me often when I do video chats, people think I'm dumb because I don't have any bookshelves behind me, but I'm not dumb. I just own a Kindle. Seems like during this pandemic, we've gone back to the 70s. We've got terrible hair. We've got an economic recession happening. But I think the government are trying to deny this because they've asked everybody that remembers the 70s to stay indoors. None of us have been working from home during the pandemic. Even the police have been working from home. But they've had to cope with a lot of protests, particularly at bedtime. There's been cases of police brutality during lockdown. They've been using Zoom to interrogate people. They keep you in a room for up to 40 minutes at a time, and they mute you if you speak out of turn. It's not surprising that police on Zoom really throw the book at you, given their background.
Hey.
Now, prostitutes have been working from home during the lockdown, and they've been really thriving. They've been doing really well, despite reports that said they were on their knees. Last one from me. Boris Johnson and prostitutes have one thing in common. They both rely on Cummings. Thank you.
Let's give it up to Ben Thorne! Yay! I feel like Ben's had a lot on his mind during this quarantine. Okay.
It's just cheaper than therapy.
Shirley, I feel like we should let people know where David is, but also I would like it to be like a really crazy story. So I'm going to give you like 1 minute to think about Shirley. Shirley, that's you. I'm talking to you, Shirley. This is Shirley, everyone. If you don't know, Shirley is the owner of the family. Shirley, I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about a story. And during that 1 minute, we're going to have our next amazing act, who is Jack Wood. Okay?
Yeah.
So I would like an elaborate story about where David is at the moment in time.
Okay.
If it involves murder, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, comedians in the room, people watching on YouTube, we're gonna bring on stage Jack Wood. So let's give him all the love and energy and all the amazing clapping. Cheering, whooping. Jack Wood.
Well, there we go. I'm glad that Shirley's going to be paying full attention to my set. Great. So I actually had a breakup earlier this year, and I got a little bit cocky around March because I was like, oh, it's all right because I'll just get laid like crazy now. And then it's sort of like God went, maybe not. You know, I'm not trying to say like my genitals can cause a worldwide pandemic, but you know, it makes more sense than 5G, doesn't it? Let's be honest. So I've embraced the single life, and I bought a bike because man's got a ride. I don't know loads about bikes, so it's like one of those race, you know, like the ones you see on telly with loads of people surrounded by loads of other people, like race. I think it's a racist bike because the first time I took it out, I got caught in the protest march, which isn't good because I didn't even know it was happening. I just saw loads of white bald men walking around. I thought they were looking for a new Mitchell brother. I had no idea what was going on. I should have known it had its tendencies because the bike was covered in gear, but that gear was mainly Stone Island stuff and coke. I didn't get it. I'm genuinely worried if my bike gets a bit tipsy, it's going to drive me straight to Tiger and try and finger me. So yeah, that's my life now. Hope you're well. I'll end it there.
Hey.
Jack Wood, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Wood. My favourite bit of that was "Man's Got to Ride." The most poshest white guy accent ever. It was lovely. Lovely. Appreciate it for the people. Okay. Shirley, have you thought about a story?
Well, I mean, as Jack said, obviously I needed to concentrate on his set. So I couldn't make anything up. So I'm just going to tell the truth.
Nice save.
No, I feel like, okay, but I'm going to give you some extra time. I'm going to give you to the end of the show.
I could just tell you the truth. You know, we went to the pub and I locked him in the cellar.
Oh, fair enough.
I've had enough.
Oh, finally.
Absolutely had enough of his whooping and cheering.
Oh my God, it was so much.
Like, and have you tried being in lockdown with this man? I see him on screen for like a couple of minutes a week. Try being in lockdown with him. So,
now we know why Shirley has turned into an alcoholic. There we go, dear. Where's your wine?
Here it is.
There's the wine. There's the wine.
I've got tea.
Oh, someone's got tea. Okay. We're going to carry on this energy because we're loving it so much. We're going to bring on stage our next act, who's the wonderful James Watts. So comedians in the room, we're going to make sure we have our clapping really loud and really, 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 really so much energy for this man. So 1, 2, 3, clapping! Woo!
Yeah. Amazing. I want to start by telling you a story. Many years ago, an old lady at church called Valerie came up to me and she said, James, I hear you struggle with homosexuality. And I was caught a little off guard, but I said, oh, Valerie, darling, I don't struggle with homosexuality. I'm very good at it, actually. And Valerie and I didn't speak again, mainly because she died shortly after that conversation. So make of that what you will. But in lockdown, I have really missed dating, and I thought I'd tell you what a good first date normally looks like for me. So I use cheesy chat-up lines like, I'm a gentleman in the street, but Theresa May in the wheat. That goes down quite well. We talk about our jobs, and then I realise that his salary isn't quite enough to get me the Clapham townhouse that I want and deserve, but I keep an open mind. Anyway, the sparks are flying. We go to karaoke. We sing Valerie. What else? We have a few more drinks, and before you know it, I say, "Oh goodness, sorry, is that your thigh?" And the rest, well, that's a story for another time. Thank you.
Yay! Woo! So James Watt, ladies and gentlemen, if you really liked him, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you're commenting on YouTube. We want to hear what you think, ladies and gentlemen. This is an amazing show that we're having for you on this Monday evening. We've got 7 amazing comedians, so please just show them some love, some appreciation. Let us know what you think in the YouTube comments. We're going to carry on this comedy train, though, because I've got an amazing act for you. She's absolutely amazing. You're going to love her to death. The comedians in the room are going to love her to death. So after the count of 3, we're going to bring on the stage Lainey Cobb. So 1, 2, 3, clap and we've been cheering!
Thank you. So I'm feeling a bit tired today. So I've got 3 cats, and one of them's got this terrible habit of waking me up at like 5:30 in the morning. And he comes and kind of puts his claws into my arm, and you know, like how they bump, you know, headbutt you, and then he starts licking my nose. And this is him asking me to get him breakfast. And, you know, it works for him. But when I tried that on the guy that works in our staff canteen, I got a 6-month restraining order. Nasty facial breath. But my other cat, she likes to chase bees, and she jumps around the garden like a lunatic trying to catch them. But obviously she can't catch them. Bees are not a cat's natural prey. It's not what they eat. You don't get bee-flavoured cat food. But then I started thinking about the cat foods that you do get. So like beef is really popular, isn't it? But that's really weird because cats just don't hunt cows. And fish. I mean, most cats not so keen on the swimming, but then loads of cat food flavors are like salmon and tuna and stuff. And I think that the human food manufacturers have kind of cottoned onto it a bit better. So for example, you get like flavors of crisps now that are, you know, made of the things that we actually go out and get for ourselves, like pulled pork and all these kind of things. And I just feel like the cat food manufacturers need to catch up. Okay, so I've done the research for them and I've come up with the 3 flavors that I think they should be making based on what cats actually hunt and what they eat. And the first one is essence of earthworm. The second one is gourmet hairband, and the most popular of all is iPhone cable.
Yay! Lady, come everyone! If you really like to, let her know. Put her in the comments. Let us know on YouTube what you think, ladies and gentlemen. We've only got 2 more acts. Well, it's actually 2.5 because I was meant to do a spot and then I turned out to be emceeing. And I've got 1 minute of material that I need to do by tomorrow. So we're going to be doing my material later on. I'm going to make myself the headliner because why not? There you go. We got 2 more amazing comedians before me, and then we are going to end the show on such a high that you're going to go to bed on a high. I'm talking falafel. I don't know why. Anyway, we are going to bring to the stage the wonderful Leon Rose. I'm loving his stance. We're going to love him. Audience, you're going to love him. Comedians in the room, you're going to give him all the love and energy after the count of 3. Let's give it to him. 1, 2, 3. Leon Rose!
Oh, sorry. I don't have a COVID. It's probably Ebola or something. So I just wanted to tell you 3 things about myself. I'm actually a professional salsa dancer. I'm usually wearing 15 sequins and prancing around on stage. So for me, doing stand-up comedy is a welcome break. It's the only performance I can do without shaving my back. And well, I'm probably one of the most hairiest black men that I know, but it actually came in handy during the great toilet paper crisis of 2000 kind of held everything in. Other thing about me is that I hate social media, but really I hate selfies. I don't understand why people are always taking selfies. I spoke to someone the other day and they're like, it makes me feel confident. It gives, it makes me feel good about myself. And I said to them, if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, maybe you have too much. Now, the last thing about me, I was thinking about, with all this thing that's going on, in the States with the Black Lives Matter and the killing of George Floyd, I was thinking to myself, when was my first experience of racism? And it was when I was about 11 years old. I actually grew up in Islington, and I thought everybody listened to reggae on Sunday mornings at full blast. I didn't know any difference. So I went to secondary school up in Finchley. And on my first day, this kid said to me, why don't you fuck off back to where you come from? And I looked at him and I said, I don't think my mother would appreciate that. And I'm going to end it on that one.
Leon Rose! Let's give it some love, comedians. Let's give it some love. We're going to bring on to our penultimate act now, ladies and gentlemen. It's the wonderful Christopher Lawrence. So after the count of 3 comedians, for the second to last time, we're going to give it some love, some energy. People at home that's watching on YouTube, make sure you comment. Give us some love after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's whoopie clap and cheer. Oh, it's a DJ.
Hello, Kevin D. I wanted to share with you, domestic abuse is on a high at the moment, and people are taking it out on their loved ones. They think it's the end of the world, and it's their fault they haven't got a pulse. And I love my cat Marlon so much, and he's safe. He's like a super cat. He dies well, like that. Super cat. But the domestic violence basically it's a frustration, and so what it seems like it's making me go a bit crazy, and they can't be themselves, and basically just get a bit mad and not having a party. But it has come to a point where Superman's turned a bit evil, and he's got his cat, and he's like, wow, well, wow. It wasn't a real cat, it was my pet puppy. But like everyone said, even I'm turning evil and I'm Superman. But it doesn't mean you can't have a good time. That's it.
Christopher Lawrence has given us a 90s disco at the same time as some stand-up comedy. Oh my God. Are we still going? Shirley, we know who's a hire when this pub opens.
Absolutely.
Oh, if he's going to play that while I'm coming on, that's going to be interesting. Yeah. At least we know who to hire when the pub
Still
opens.
want a disco. Still have it on.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who's watching at home. I feel like that's Christopher's way of trying to get me to shut up. I don't think it's gonna work.
Marlon's all right. Just let you know, Marlon's all right.
Okay.
There he is. He's okay.
Oh,
good.
He's fine. Super cat.
Oh, where's
He's
the
okay. Say bye, Marlon.
Bye, Marlon.
Bye, Marlon.
Okay, shh, now. Okay. Right. So I was meant, like I said, I was meant to do 1 minute material, so I'm going to do that now as a closing way for the show. Just because I've got to do it, and it's something I wrote today, and I'm quite anxious. So if you find it funny, please do laugh, and please let me know on YouTube. If you're enjoying the show, let us know. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Comedy Virgins. We are coming back to you when the real world comes back to normal. We are here, and we are not going nowhere. Anyway, back to the new material. So
Can we just give you a bit of an intro?
Do I
think? Like we gave
do I
to
just give
everyone
myself
else.
an intro?
Let's give Sakisa a big round of applause, please. Stage. Sakisa,
Oh, bless him. Okay. Cut it off. Right. Okay. Well, I recently have started to suffer from anxiety.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I worry all the time, but my problem is that I get anxious at the wrong time. Like I went to the butcher the other day, and they asked me what did I want, and I said I'm boyfriend and financial security for life, and I walked out with a pension plan. I was worried initially to go to a therapist because I was worried that they were going to unearth some issues that I didn't even know about. Like, for example, if you go and get your car taken for an MOT and they tell you that your car engine's just fucked and they have to pay £1,000 for it, that kind of thing. And I don't want to go into therapy and be like, I'm anxious about everything. And the therapist being like, well, is it because of your weight? And I'm like, no, I didn't mention that. Okay. If I wanted to find out about my imperfections, I would just speak to my mum. Okay. I tried going to group therapy, and it's where you share all your issues and problems with other people, and you're not meant to compare your problems with someone else, but it's kind of difficult because I'll be like, well, I went to McDonald's the other day and started crying because they gave me a Big Mac instead of a quarter pounder with cheese, and the next person will be like, I tried to kill myself the other day. Yeah, that's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's the same thing. It's a bit like with the key workers in quarantine. It's like Tesco workers and now doctors, all on the same level. Who knew? Okay. I'll do one more and then I'm done. Okay, I don't understand why it's people that are sad that are seen to be the problem, because if you're sad or depressed, when you're able to see things that what they are, that's what it is. If you're sad and depressed, you're just able to see things for what they are. It's basically called reality. And what annoys me is that when people suggest to me, specifically when I'm sad, that I should take medication, I find it a bit insulting. Like, maybe I'm sad because I'm living in a world where there's a lot of shit going on that I'm sad about, maybe, yeah? And if anyone doesn't see it, then you're blind, okay? Like, people who are happy 24 hours a day, they're the ones that've got the problems. They're the one that needs medication, okay? Are you happy to be alive? Are you happy to be living in a flat share with 4 other people? Do you get along with everyone? Do you have the perfect family Christmas every single year when your grandparents don't have to be racist or sexist or homophobic? Do you think your life is perfect? Because every time you have sex, there's an orgasm. Take a fucking pill. That's not real, okay? Thanks. There's my 2 overwent, but yeah, there's my 2 minutes. There you go. Well, guys, this has been an amazing, lovely show. David would hopefully be back on Thursday. I'm hoping so, because as you can tell, I've not emceed in a very long time. But I really appreciate you all staying in, tuning in, and watching Comedy Verges. Please do follow us Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let's give it up for all the wonderful acts you saw today, or our 7 amazing acts. Let's clap yourselves, basically. I'm saying. Clap yourselves. Thanks for everyone who's crowdfunding. And I'm just going to carry on talking until Shirley tells me to stop talking. Yeah. So I love you. There you go.
Oh no, it's not that one.
Oh my God, Shirley. One day that David's not Yeah.
Are we still on?
Still live, I think.
5 seconds. We're done.